It's my pleasure to be here, and thanks for with you. Thanks for coming and for your interest. Today we're going to introduce our MA program at the College of Islamic Studies, MA in Applied Islamic Ethics. In the beginning, let's start with let me first introduce the faculty members of the program. Professor Mohammed Ghali, Professor of Islamic Bioethics, Professor Ray Giardini, Professor of Migration and Human Rights, Professor Samer Rashwani, Professor of Scriptural Ethics, and myself, Mu'taz Al-Khatib, Professor of Theological and Philosophical Ethics. So let's start in the beginning with this short video, and then we will continue our discussion, inshallah.
In today's complex world, it's crucial to consider ethics in every aspect of our lives, from politics and biology to technology and artificial intelligence. That's why the Master of Applied Islamic Ethics at the College of Islamic Studies at Hamad bin Khalifa University is a vital offering. Our program takes an interdisciplinary approach that encourages critical thinking about a range of topics. We offer both theoretical lessons and practical applications, with connecting traditional and contemporary Islamic ethics to the challenges of a globalized world. Graduates of our program are equipped to apply their knowledge in both academic and practical terms.
I would say that the degree was of a huge benefit to me, both in terms of my academic career and my personal life as well. There was a strong focus on teaching us how to think critically and comprehensively, so that we could be ready to face down the many prevailing narratives from outside our tradition, and also being able to question from within our tradition too. If you scan over the course's faculty, you'll quickly see that not only are they prominent figures in the field, they are often the figures within their subspecialties. The degree helped me develop my understanding of Islam and ethics, so as to strive to become a better Muslim, but there were worldly benefits to the degree too. It was in large part through completing this degree that I was then able to go and begin my doctoral studies at the University of Oxford.
As an environmental ethicist working at the intersection of various fields such as culture, art, and education, the environmental ethical dilemmas that we face at these intersections are many and are concerned with the human relationship to the rest of the environment. This program equipped me with the ability to shed the baggage of norms, practices, and forms of reasoning that no longer resonate with the contemporary experience of Muslims, and allowed me to reevaluate the knowledge of revealed norms and its ethical implications in light of the challenges we face today.
We have also cultivated partnerships with organizations such as Central Medicine, Hamad Medical Corporation, Qatar Genome Program, and many other institutions to further enrich the program's interdisciplinary nature. One of the most distinguishing aspects of our program is the way we interconnect teaching and research. This ensures that both facets continually inform and enhance each other, providing a comprehensive understanding of applied Islamic ethics. So, if you are interested in exploring topics about how the study of Islamic ethics would help you address complex questions like, is it ethically permissible and acceptable to clone humans? Is it possible, is it religiously and ethically acceptable to conduct research on human stem cells? Is it possible to manufacture AI-empowered humanoid robots, and how to deal with them if we manufactured such tools? If you are interested in such topics and knowing more about them, then the Master of Applied Islamic Ethics program would be an ideal fit for you. We invite you to join us and contribute to these important discussions.
So the identity of our program is based on several key characteristics. The first one that we combine in this program, first of all, this program is the first program of its kind worldwide. So we did the benchmark before we proposed this program to the university, and it was demonstrated that this is this is the first program of its kind within the Islamic studies. So because usually Islamic ethics is studied under philosophy, or sorry, ethics is studied under philosophy, but this is our college is the first college that studies and teaches Islamic ethics and as part of Islamic studies. In our program also we combine between theoretical and applied ethics. So this is demonstrated by the specialities of the professors, the faculty members that I have introduced before, and as you will see later, it is demonstrated by the courses that we offer in this program. Let's move to the second point. This program is a research-oriented program. So we try to combine between the academic aspects and the professional aspects, and also to conduct research in both areas, theoretical and applied, to contribute to the global moral discourse, especially about Islam, and to show and demonstrate how Islam as a religion with a very rich tradition can contribute and critically engage with global moral discourse nowadays. As for you will see later at the later slides. So the program is intertwined with the research center that where we publish book series and a journal. So let me give you just a brief view about the structure of the program. The program is based on three types of courses. The first one is foundation courses, where students can be introduced to the discipline of Islamic ethics, and then they move to the core courses, and then later they select several courses from the elective courses. So they start with Islamic ethics mapping the field, and then scriptural ethics, and then they move to research methods, and then they move to the scriptural ethics and theological and philosophical ethics, and then later on they focus on the applied courses, applied ethics courses, and they have to select 5 courses from this list. So where we have peace, war, and political ethics, migration and human rights, gender and Islamic ethics, ethical issues in psychology, and we have Islamic ethics and artificial intelligence, and in addition to other elective courses. So this structure is designed to combine both theoretical and applied, and to combine also professional and academic aspects. As for the graduates of this program, they can either go to the academic track or professional track. So and we have students that some of our graduates they went in both tracks, as we can see later. So our students, our ideal students, those who are interested in studying Islamic texts, classical texts, and who think logically and systematically or critically, and those who are interested in ethical issues and dilemmas, and those who find value in collaborating with others to solve problems. Some of our graduates, went to the academic track, and they are doing their PhDs in several universities around the world, including Oxford, Cambridge, and other American universities like Ohio, Edinburgh International Islamic University in Malaysia, Ibn Khaldun University in Turkey, and Leuven, the University of Leuven in Belgium, and in addition to other universities. Some other graduates went to the professional track, and they are working in these, in these centers and universities. As I mentioned before, the program is intertwined with the Research Center for Islamic Legislation and Ethics, KAIL. So in KAIL, we have regular research activities, and we have a book series called Studies in Islamic Ethics, entitled Studies in Islamic Ethics, and we have the Journal of Islamic Ethics, and both published by Brill. And where we usually cover several issues, in both sides, in both tracks, applied and theoretical, to try to demonstrate our vision about Islamic ethics, and to also to feed up our program, and vice versa. So the teaching help us to develop our research, and our research help us to develop our teaching, and to develop also the curriculum of our courses. These are some of our publications. And in the center we have international conference every year, and we have seminars, summer school, winter school, and other research activities. So the students of the program will have the privilege to engage with these research activities, and to be in the front page with researchers and around the world in the field. These are just our activities. So our professors also got research funds for several research projects. So the students of the program can have the chance in the future to take part of these projects as research assistant. These are some of our research projects that were funded by Qatar National for Research Fund. The last project, 2 projects, I think, security food. What's the title of the? Food security. Okay, and the other one is Islam ChatGPT. So we're planning to develop a ChatGPT for Islamic studies, inshallah. So, yeah, if you have any question, please feel free to raise your question, and I would like to invite also the professors to be here and to engage with your questions and comments. Yeah.
First of all, thank you very much. The video and scene, which I've seen before, is very tempting from the concept of it is really inviting to see. But I have a question about from that video, the subjects, the wide range of subjects that is related to Islam, and the Islam has to give like an ethical direction on what is allowed, what is not allowed. Covers a very scientific part of our life, which is like robotics, ChatGPT, as you just mentioned, DNA, and all these very heavy science subjects. How do we deal with that as students of applied Islamic ethics? Because it's a merge between 2 different things, as I see it as a student.
Dr. Ghali is the one who is responsible for bioethics, Islamic bioethics, in the center and the college even.
Thank you very much. I'm personally happy to see you, one of your fans, on Al Jazeera. Most of our work, not only in the field of bioethics and biomedical technologies, but even in politics, migration, everything is interdisciplinary. So if you want to speak about political ethics, you need to know a bit about politics and the political systems and political philosophy. If you want to do research about migration, migrant workers and ethics, you need to know about these migration studies and so on. But of course, we do not do this to be experts in... because there is live stream? Okay. So we don't do this to be specialists in biomedical sciences or to be geneticists, but you know enough to understand the ethical questions at hand. Some of our students, they already have this background. So some of our students, they come from biomedical science background or from social science studies background. And of course, many come from Islamic studies background. The missing side, we do it in the class and then compensated by further research during the course. So sometimes they have assignments like doing a review AC about specific books and discussing them in the class. Conducting some research papers to know about the issues at hand. So anyhow, any student, whatever the background, you need to go a little bit outside your comfort zone. So those who come from, let's say, computer engineering and so on, it would be easier for them to know about robotics and robotic ethics. But they will not have enough about biomedical sciences. They will not know enough about Sharia and so on. So any student would need to have an interdisciplinary training. And this is what we try to do during the class. But they don't end up having a degree in science, but in ethics, yes.
Dr. Ray would you like to add something?
Well, yes, in the sense that the migration course, for example, thank you, course on migration and human rights and Islamic ethics is not the same sort of scientific approach. It is with regard to the social sciences and the various studies that have been done on migrant labour. And then we will look at what are the issues, not just for migrant labour, but also for asylum seekers and refugees and various kinds of migratory processes and people who move, because everybody moves, right? The hijrah is a fundamental issue. So we discuss those issues. And, of course, we discuss contemporary issues because, as you know, Qatar has been really at the forefront for the last decade on these issues in the lead up to the World Cup. And so we discuss all of those sorts of things as we go. So the idea of applied Islamic ethics is really crucial, that students have an opportunity to find and use their own particular specialist interests and apply Islamic ethics to that. And we will give plenty of scope to enable students to do that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks.
Any other question?
It's me again.
Okay. If there's no other questions, okay.
The word applied in the name of the master program is what actually attracted me most in applying for the program, because there always has been this gap between the theory of Islam and the application of Islam in our lives, especially with in the last 20, 30 years. Things went like the technology took over almost every aspect of this. Mm-hmm. And having to know a bit about everything to be able to say this can be done, cannot be done in science, can be done, cannot be done in social media, can be done, cannot be done, as in like from the Islamic point of view, implements a huge knowledge about these fields, which led to my first question. But I think this makes it very interesting. Before starting, very interesting way, because that's what we actually need. Speaking as a normal person in the streets, you always come back. Whatever you do, you come back to this concept that you have, which is the religion, which is the Islam, which is that ethically right? Is that right to do? Sometimes it's legal, but it's not ethical. Sometimes it's ethical, and all of this. Sorry, my idea is not very organized, but I think this makes a very exciting program to engage in with when it comes to having to really bring Islam into the daily life in a very scientific way, to be able to understand Islam more. And that's, for me, that's one very major decision-making element.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Samuel, would like to say something about your course?
Well,
Yeah.
I offer a foundational course which has nothing to do with the applied part. Where it has to do more with the Quran and Sunnah and how can we have a new understanding, new interpretation of both scriptures. Understanding that help us to understand or to be part of the dialogue, the current dialogue
Yes.
about many crucial issues. So it's not kind of like just classical course, introductory course about Quran and Sunnah. It's more about how we can look at the Quran and Sunnah from a moral perspective, how to raise questions, how to find answers in the text of both scriptures. And I also offer kind of another foundational course has to do with research methods, where we try to train students to conduct a kind of critical thinking, build an argument, also debate, and be able to debate with other parties taking part on in any of these like theoretical and applied ethical issues, dilemmas, etc. Yes, so we have also foundational courses that build the ground for thinking about applied issues.
But you still, make the reading of the Quran and Sunnah relevant to our to today's questions. Yeah. So it's a kind of applied thinking, huh? How do you make the scriptures relevant to our today's questions? So we start from contemporary questions to analyze the Quranic text based on this, these motivations and questions that are bothering us sometimes today. No? So one of the key characteristics of the program is the interdisciplinarity of the program. So as you can see that, we go through various fields of knowledge within the Islamic studies and outside of Islamic studies. And we call this interdisciplinarity and transdisciplinarity. By interdisciplinarity, we mean that we go through various disciplines of Islamic studies, including Islamic theology, philosophy, Islamic law, scriptures, and etc. And transdisciplinarity, where we go through where we discuss the moral dimensions of and the link between, or the interaction between other disciplines beyond the Islamic studies or outside the Islamic studies and the Islamic studies, including biology, artificial intelligence, politics, migration, human rights, etc., gender. So we try to combine both theoretical and applied, and we try to also go through academic and professions, and at the same time we try to study and analyze the moral dimensions in several disciplines, theoretical and applied again. Yeah. Yes, please.
Could you tell the people who are online if they want to ask questions?
You can receive the questions, right?
And there is a question about how to apply for admission.
Yeah, already one asked already.
Okay. The link. Yeah. The link should be, this is the link for the admission. Yeah. They can apply through this, via this link, or they can go to the HBKU University website, and they search for Master of Applied Islamic Ethics, and they will find the link to how to apply and the requirements also. So everything is written there. Yeah. So you can share with them, Mona, please, with the question, the one who asked the question, the link if you have.
Okay.
Yeah. So if anyone online joining us online has a question, it would be my pleasure to answer, or also he can or she can address one of the faculty members. Any other questions? Yes, please. Yeah.
First of all, thank you very much for arranging those sessions. Very important. I have been attending all the sessions already, making my decision towards the program to be selected. Thank you. To be honest, I was first totally into another even faculty. I was thinking about another program outside Islamic studies. But when I came to this title of applied ethics, actually it rings the bell, and that attracted me because this is, as you said, it's the first time to hear about this in academic world. And the point is that out of our world nowadays, we are discovering that ethics is the base of everything. So as you are mentioning, I can see that it's everywhere. When you are talking about the courses, the research, we can see how it's applicable in science, in social life, in scientific life. It's everywhere. So that's what makes, I think, the program will be, as you have mentioned already, very rich, because it will have this interaction of science, Islam, and social life in all together. So I think this makes it really interesting for us to join. Hopefully, we'll have the chance to do that. The question for the registration, I have noticed within the registration form also, there is the IELTS score for those who didn't study in English, let's say, universities. And at the same time, there is a mentioning that we could undergo an Arabic test as well. I don't know,
for those who are not native in Arabic.
The native and non-native, it's mentioned.
There is no any test for Arabic. No, this is for the Arabic program. So there is an Arabic track within the college that teaches its courses in Arabic. So that test will be especially for those students who are going to study in Arabic.
Okay, so
but there is no need for our course because the teaching language is English in this program.
Okay, and the second question now, as I can see that the background is all fields. I know that whatever field we are, we have to go into this interdisciplinary courses. But the question is, the challenge for us, can a person from, say, a complete different background from science, politics, or whatever, can we manage this, or you can say it's a challenge? It will be challenging.
It will not be easy, but we have, based on our experience, many of our students were coming from different backgrounds, and they did it. So, for example, one of our graduates is Farah. Farah came from political sciences, right? But
it was a challenge, of course.
It's certainly possible.
Yeah, it's still possible.
So you can make it
possible,
with maybe with more efforts.
I think this goes the vice versa.
Yes.
For me, I will benefit from her knowledge in science and political science, and that she will benefit from the how to apply the Islamic ethics.
Yeah.
I think it's enriching, isn't it?
Yeah, this diversity of the backgrounds of the students within the program makes the discussion richer, because you will see the same, within the discussion in each class, you will see that the same point from different points of views. So based on the variety of the backgrounds of the students. So this will make the teaching process more interesting and more rich.
Sure.
The current cohort of students who are now doing their thesis, there are some women who have come from mathematics and physics and who never had any other background other than science, and they're just doing so well. in there. It makes for very rich class discussions. So, yeah.
Well, I think this it's an interesting challenge to take.
Yeah.
And one final question regarding the attending hours. It will be afternoon.
Yes,
After
all the
working
classes,
hours.
all our classes will be from 4 to 7 p.m.
Okay.
And you will have the students of this program will have 3 courses per week. So this means that they will have 3 classes per week from 4 to 7.
Okay.
So I think it is manageable. It was designed to accommodate or to suit those people who are working.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any question online, Mona? No? Okay. If there is any more question, would you like to add some? Yeah, please.
Yes, I would like to say something about this challenge. The program. Many of our students, especially those who are serious, they complain in the beginning that they have difficulties. There are things that they do not understand because they take the stuff seriously. Every student has an advantage because of the background, because the topics we discuss, you will always have your background involved somewhere, and you will have a plus because you had a full degree about this aspect, like in political ethics, then you have the politics, so social sciences, biomedical science, whatever the background is, you will find intersection with the ethics that we are studying. But each student also is missing something. So don't think that people coming from Sharia, they know everything and then they are much more privileged than the others, because they miss all the applied sciences that they had no knowledge about it. But the best motivation that we have seen with our students is that the stuff is serious, but it is interesting and teasing and pushing you to think and to explore. So it is difficult, but it's never boring, because every day there is something new that you learn, that there is a new challenge, there is a new piece of information, and this is what keeps the students going on. And most of the students who complain in the beginning are the best at the end. So usually this is what happens. Yes.
Yeah.
I want to comment on this. I was talking to my friend that I'm coming to register and everything. Thank you very much. Shukran. And he said, why you want to study this mastery? Like, why? Because I work in Al Jazeera and media. And he said, I told him, in this video, there is one student speaking about, we taught to think critically. I told him, if only for that sentence, I will go. Yeah, because I think I was brought up here in Qatar. And we never used to, not even when we studied, we never used to really discuss and critically think about everything. We used to just memorize things and go and do exams. So I think the more I travel, the more I see people around the world, the more I get into a serious discussion, especially on the philosophical level, a little bit deeper than the basic stuff. And then you really appreciate more the need for a critical thinking and accept that what you know is not necessarily the best thing, and try to understand and open that crack and try to. I think that's also something important in this field.
Okay, thank you. So let me just give. Mona, do you have a question?
We have a question. Shall I read it?
Yeah.
Or wait,
Yes, please. I don't have I don't see any comment here.
Okay. What are the criteria for selecting the admitted students, especially the international applicants?
Yeah, so all the students, first of all, they have to meet the university requirements, which is stated clearly on the website, on HBKU website. So after that, we receive all the candidates, the applicants, and then we make a short list of these applicants based on several criteria, including their background, their GPA, in addition to even the more crucial element is their personal statement. why they are interested in this program, and how do they introduce themselves and clarify or explain their interests. So this is very crucial. So their personal statement is very crucial in this in making decision. Dr. Ray.
If I could add that it's not just the university entrance requirements, but that you should allocate your specialization in applied Islamic ethics. So we will get those applicants who have said that they want to come to our program. So that filters them down a bit. And the other thing is that we interview every candidate. We shortlist and then we interview every shortlisted candidate. And the ability to express oneself in English is also very important. Because if you are only marginally competent in English, you're not going to cope so well, because with lectures, discussions, and reading and writing. So it's better that you have a good command of English to do well.
And also, if I add one point, that I have mentioned in my PowerPoint that this program is a research-oriented program. So those who have research background and will be given the priority here as for the international students, because we have a very limited number of scholarship. So then we will give these numbers, this limited number of the scholarships for the best applicants. So we have to make sure that the applicants will be able to conduct a research thesis at the end, because the program, as I mentioned, that we have 9 courses plus thesis at the end of the study. So we have to make sure that the applicant will be able to conduct a thesis at the end. This is very crucial also. Yeah.
Could I also mention something that we've had to do more recently, and that is to explain to people that our program, unfortunately, doesn't, for international students, we will only accept the candidate, him or herself. We cannot take a spouse or children along with that entry. We know that maybe some other programs do allow that, but we don't. So unfortunately, we have to ask during an interview, are you married? It's not something that normally you should be allowed, you're not even allowed to ask.
Yeah,
but unfortunately we do, because people have to know that they can't bring their spouse with them unless it's at their own expense. Which brings me to the other topic about scholarships. And I think that you need to look into, if you are an international student, it is possible, I think now, to fund yourself. In the past, if you did not get a scholarship, you could not join. But now there are arrangements whereby international students can actually fund their own tuition, if they can't get the scholarship.
We are working on developing the policy, the college policy in this regard, and we have a new proposal. So I hope that it will be approved soon. So for that, to give more flexibility for the international applicants to bring their family also. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we already have a proposal, and we are waiting for the approval.
So stay tuned.
So yeah, inshallah.
Yes.
So
But this raises another question.
Yeah.
The scholarships, are they divided into international and local?
Yes.
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 Yeah. International students receive full scholarships, which includes all tuition fees, airfares, accommodation, and a stipend. Local students just receive 50% of the tuition fees.
Yeah. So let me give the last comment about the what do we mean by ethics? Just to make it clear. So with ethics, we refer to 2 dimensions. The first one is the character moral traits and how to develop the character itself, virtues, vices, etc. with this stuff, you will be working closely with philosophical tradition, Sufi tradition, and other traditions. And the other dimension is the actions. So we focus on both the doer or the actor and the actions, the character or the actions. So with the actions, we are, engaging with, because we keep doing actions every time, every day. So our actions are, vary from one to another, from a context to another, from a certain area to another. So with these actions and the different areas related to these actions, so we engage with biology, politics, human rights, gender, etc. So this is how. And the third dimension of ethics, what we call it meta-ethics. So the sources that you will consult to evaluate the character or the character moral traits or the actions. So with these sources, we are among various sources, including scriptures, social norms, universal principles, etc. Yeah. This is what we mean by ethics. And this is what we focus in this program, what we focus on in this program. Yeah, if there's no any other question, then...
last one.
Yes.
You mentioned at the very beginning that this is the first of its kind program. So was this field not studied before, or was it not organized as one suitable, independent program? Why it's the first?
Yeah, this is a good question. Yeah, this is the question that we start with in several courses. Yeah, this is the first class in several courses, in my courses at least, and Dr. Ghali's courses. Yeah, the answer is not an easy answer, to be short and very limited in this context. But let me just say that, ethics, the very concept of ethics is problematic itself, because in the classical time it meant something, and in the contemporary time it means something different. This is why I gave the definition of ethics before your question. Yeah. So ethics is, I studied a course on ethics in my bachelor, for example, in Damascus. So, but ethics in that sense, it was the main focus of ethics of the course that I studied, it was Sufism. So not philosophical ethics, Now we are talking about Islamic, bioethics, scriptural ethics, migration ethics, political ethics, theological ethics, philosophical ethics. So we are talking about different types of ethics that are, based on the disciplines and based on the type of actions that we act or in several areas. So this concept or this approach to ethics is very contemporary, very modern. So, but it doesn't mean that there was no tradition on ethics, because one of the key characteristics of our program is that it is rooted in the Islamic tradition. So we start from our Islamic tradition. We are based on, we base our contemporary discussions on our Islamic tradition. So, but we don't stop there. We take it further and we engage with the global moral discourse and Western discussions, Western philosophy, because we are living our time. So, but we still need to build upon our moral tradition, which is very rich, by the way. Yeah.
I have something.
Yeah.
First, two things have already, in addition to the applied ethics. Another course, also program here already attracted my attention is also Islamic psychology.
Uh-huh.
And I think from both we can conclude that ethics or psychology before, and ethics was completely taken from the moral, maybe religious. And nowadays we can see that they tried maybe to build on science, build on many, let's say, ongoing practices, neglecting this part as as if it is only for Sufism or religious people. And we end up that there was something missing. That's why they see that maybe now they are considering ethics on the basis of science, on the basis of technology, and so on. So this is what makes it, I think, nowadays needed. And to start with, and to begin with, and to have this honor to maybe be one of the part of this leadership program is something really interesting. Because the opposite happens with psychology when they consider it as a pure something mental, something taking it into the theories, and then there was something also missing. And they then correlated to the Islamic psychology, giving the spirit, giving the also consideration in their studies. So opposite things happened. This directed it back to Islam and the spiritual side, and this happens the opposite, taking ethics into the scientific approach as well. So I believe this will be, hopefully we will be part of this, because it's really an interesting and being one of the first in the region as well will give us chances also to hopefully have some impact on our societies later on.
Yeah. The nature of human action is different now. It's more complex than pre-modern time, because now we're with online actions, artificial intelligence actions, inner actions, outer actions. And so the very nature of the human actions is more complex, and it will be more and more complex with the artificial intelligence age. So at the end, we are among different natures. So we have to develop our thinking and our reasoning, ethical reasoning, with the shift that we face in the nature of actions itself. Yeah. Okay. So yes.
And now the reductionist approach to human nature, like neurological, that we are nothing but more than
our genes.
And brains, and genetic reductionist. That our genes dictate what we are doing, and we don't have actually full freedom or autonomy. All these things also create ethical discussions.
Okay.
One last question based on what have been discussed now. Just to consider the acceptance criteria. Is it too tough, or we'll consider, let's say...
First of all, you have to meet the requirements of the university. Okay. After that, if your papers or documents pass the gate, the admission gate, then and comes to us, then we will have an interview and
You're a local student, right?
Yes. Self-funding.
Right.
Yeah, I think this will also.
So the first step, that just make sure that you meet the requirements of the university. Okay. After that, your papers will arrive to us, and then we will have an interview.
Okay. At the university, it's a bachelor degree with minimum 3, and the IELTS or TOEFL. These are the two main things that you must have in hand. After that, paper can pass, and then we discuss with the candidate.
The grading scale for this 3, because coming from different countries, not graduate.
They will calculate.
The university has templates for.
It should be a template from the university.
Converting different
grading marks.
Grading systems to the HBKU grading system.
There are ways in which to. If you feel the conversion was unfair, you can complain.
Appeal.
If you have any questions, just communicate directly with me, with the admission office. Okay.
No, because our university, I think it has a very old model of grading. It depends on the French grading model. I think it was
which university?
Lebanese University. Yeah, and I think also they don't have anything published. It has been long ago since.
Yeah.
So I have to get that.
You have to get all the proper documentation and have it attested and follow all the guidelines that are provided. Otherwise, it's difficult.
Yeah, we will. I will stick to the requirements definitely. Hopefully, but things will be clear.
Admission? Okay.
But we're very familiar with the Lebanese, so it's okay.
Okay, great. That
So
makes,
lots of
yeah,
evidence.
because you know how,
Probably,
especially
you know,
for
not
arts and
all.
humanities.
Yeah.
And for humanities and arts, I think also the grading system is completely different from the scientific or engineering
Yes.
sector.
Normally speaking, we have experience in this because we have students from biomedical sciences, from humanities, from Sharia studies. Normally, but if you face any difficulties, you can just contact.
Yeah.
You can communicate with them.
شكرا.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for your attention and attendance and interest. So hope to see you, inshallah, in our research activities also in the future. Yeah. Yeah.
You mentioned that this